Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitaBugHandmaids.com. Thank you so much for joining me today for another Stampin' Up! Tutorial. So today I have a really quick project to share with you featuring the You Are Amazing stamp set. I was so excited to finally use this stamp set. I chose this one because I love sentiment sets. I love when you can get a variety of sentiments for a bunch of different occasions with really fun fonts. I love that, and that's what drew me to this set. So I'm excited to share a project with you today featuring this one. So we actually need to do some die cutting first in order to start stamping. So I have got my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine here. I've got plate number 1, number 2, and then a cutting plate. I'm using these Stitched So Sweetly dies. I'm actually using the 2 largest stitched scalloped frames from these dies. I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock here. This is not cut down to any specific size for this piece. And then I've got a piece of Coastal Cabana cardstock. This is cut 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. I'm going to put the smaller frame on the Whisper White and then the larger frame in the center of the Coastal Cabana. And then I'm going to put another cutting plate on top and just run this through. And we're going to save this piece of Coastal Cabana. This is scrap. And now you've got these 2 beautiful stitched rectangles with a nice scallop border. So I'm extra excited about today's project because I'm using my Stamparatus. I haven't used it in so long, and today's project definitely needed the Stamparatus. So I'm going to get my stamps out that I need. So I'm using the little speaking bubble, and then I'm using congrats, and I'm using You Are Amazing. So this card is actually inspired because my sister shared with me she shared with me on Friday, I guess it was, that she got a promotion that she was not expecting. So I decided I wanted to make her a sweet little card to send. So that's what inspired today's card. So I'm going to put my little scalloped rectangle right here. And I'm gonna put a magnet down, and then let me grab my other magnet without breaking anything. And I will just put that in this corner. Then I'm gonna take my little speaking bubble and center it up where I want it. That's about where I'm gonna wanna stamp that. So then I can bring my plate down using the top plate and pick that guy up. So before I mount my sentiments, I'm gonna go ahead and stamp my little speaking bubble down. So I'm using Calypso Coral ink, and let me bring this into frame for you guys. And I'm just going to dab my ink pad on top. I'm trying to get pretty even coverage there. And then I will just bring my little speaking bubble in and stamp that down. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in my sentiments. So I want the You Are Amazing at the bottom, and then I want the congrats at the top. And that is the great thing about the Stamparatus, is you can lay everything out how you want it and then pick it up and stamp it in the exact spot that you want it. I love that about the Stamparatus. So let me remove this plate. I'm just gonna slide this down so that I can ink this up where you guys can see it. So I'm gonna stamp the sentiment in Memento Tuxedo Black ink. So I'm just bringing the ink straight on here. And then slide this back over, and I'll just stamp that down. And I already know I'm gonna need to apply again just because I want a really bold black image. So I love that with the Stamparatus, you can stamp again in the exact same spot so that you can get the coverage you want on your images and your sentiments. That's why I knew the Stamparatus was a must for this project. And look at that beautiful, bold black image. Love that. And then I just like to use my little chamois to come in and clean off the stamps quick and easy. Okay, so now that our sentiment is ready to go, we can go ahead and start putting this card together. So we have that little frame here where we cut that Coastal Cabana piece out. We're gonna put our designer series paper on top of this, and you won't even know that that was cut out of the middle. Great way to save paper. So for my piece of designer paper, again, I am using the Playing with Patterns 6x6 designer series paper. I can't get enough of this paper, so I die cut this just an 1/8 of an inch less on all 4 sides. So remember, this piece was 4 by 5 1/4. This is just an 1/8 of an inch less on all 4 sides. And I do have all of the measurements for this project over on today's coordinating blog post, which is linked down below in the video description. So I'm just going to add this right on top. And I did not put any adhesive in the center of the designer paper because we are going to add some ribbon, and I didn't want this to stick to my work surface. So I've got some of that Playing with Patterns ribbon combo. This is the Night of Navy ribbon that comes in that combo pack. And whoops, those aren't my ribbon scissors. I'm just gonna cut off 2 lengths of ribbon here, and I'm going to put it, there we go. I'm gonna put it in the center of this layer. Okay, 1 there, and then I'll grab the other one. I wanted 2 little strips going across the middle. Let me actually just pull that a little bit tighter, and I'm just leaving a little space, a little gap in between the 2 pieces of ribbon. Let's see. Okay, that looks good. Now I will add some more adhesive here, and this is going to go onto the front of our card. So for my card base, I've got Whisper White Thick. This is 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and I've scored it at 4 1/4 inches. Okay, and now I can add this to the center of my card front, just like so. And then I have got some dimensionals. I'm going to add these onto the back of my Coastal Cabana piece, as well as my Congrats sentiment layer. Whoa, I did not know I had ink all over my hands like that. Must be from my chamois. Take my backings off. Okay, and I'll start with this Coastal Cabana piece, and I'm just gonna center that frame up onto my card front, and then put my sentiment in the center of that. And there we go, you guys. That is literally it. That's the card, and I absolutely love it. That stamp set pairs so well with the Playing with Patterns designer series paper. I just love it. And of course, you know, I had to make an envelope to match. So this flap is actually the reverse side of this pattern here, and it's actually the leftover piece from when I cut this this designer paper down. So again, great use of paper. So I hope that you have enjoyed today's tutorial. And of course, you know, I decorated the front. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. Again, I hope that you have enjoyed. Remember, you can find all of the measurements and the supplies for today's project over on my coordinating blog post linked down below in the video description. And I do have all of the products that I used today listed and linked down below as well. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll be back again very soon with a new tutorial. Bye now.